The grand chambers of the Galactic Council echoed with the whispers of ancient civilizations. Delegates from countless star systems, their forms as diverse as the stars themselves, gathered to discuss matters of interstellar significance. On this particular day, the Council's attention centered on a single controversial topic: humanity. "We must heed the warnings," intoned Grand Arbiter Zelkrin, his translucent, jellyfish-like form pulsating with agitation. "Humans are not like us. They are unpredictable, relentless, and, above all, dangerous." A murmur rippled through the assembly. The delegation from the Vixarin cluster, a race of crystalline beings, emitted a symphony of disdainful chimes. "Surely, Arbiter, you exaggerate. These humans are primitive. Their technology barely scratches the surface of hyperdimensional travel. What threat could they possibly pose to the galactic concord?" Zelkrin's tendrils quivered. They defied extinction. Their homeworld, Earth, faced countless cataclysms, asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, and even their own self-inflicted wars. Yet they thrived. They adapt, innovate, and conquer. The Council erupted in debates, each species offering their perspective. The Arbiter's warning seemed excessive to most. After all, humanity was but a fledgling civilization, recently emerging onto the galactic stage. To many, they were an insignificant curiosity, but not to everyone. From the shadowy recesses of the chamber, a lone figure stepped forward. Tall and imposing, adorned in a sleek exosuit, Ambassador Kellner of the Riztak Dominion commanded respect. His people had encountered humans firsthand. "The Arbiter speaks the truth," Kellner said, his voice a low rumble. "You mock them because you do not understand them. My fleet faced their kind during the siege of Proxima. We underestimated them. We paid the price." A silence fell over the room. The Riztak Dominion was known for its military prowess, its fleets considered nearly invincible. "Tell us," Zelkrin urged, "what happened?" Kellner's gaze swept across the assembly. "We launched an incursion into their territory, seeking to claim the resources of a colony they called New Dawn. It was a simple operation, or so we thought. They fought us with everything they had. Their weapons were inferior, their tactics unconventional, but their spirit—" He paused, as if reliving the battle. "They turned desperation into an art form. They weaponized their environment, savaged our ships, and launched suicidal counterattacks with chilling precision. Every time we thought we had crushed them, they rose again, fiercer than before. They do not fight for conquest or glory. They fight to survive, and that makes them unstoppable." The chamber buzzed with unease. Yet despite Kellner's grim account, many remained skeptical. Surely no species could be so formidable. Unbeknownst to the Council, their discussion was being monitored. Far from the grandeur of the galactic concord, in a hidden bunker on the outskirts of the Sol system, Captain Elena Vasquez of the United Earth Defense Corps leaned back in her chair, a sly smile playing on her lips. "They're scared," she remarked, her voice tinged with satisfaction. "Good. Let them be." Her team chuckled, but the mood in the room was far from lighthearted. The UEDC had intercepted the Council's deliberations through a covert network of spies and hacked comms relays. Humanity's recent encounters with alien species had taught them a harsh lesson. Trust was a luxury they could not afford. "Do you think they'll act against us?" asked Lieutenant Raj Patel, his fingers dancing over a holographic interface displaying the Council's members. "They'd be fools too," Elena replied, her tone hardening. "But if they do, we'll be ready." 2 weeks later, the Galactic Council received a chilling message. A fleet of human ships had been spotted on the outskirts of Vixarin space. Unlike the sleek, elegant vessels of the Concord's members, these ships were brutish, angular constructs of metal and firepower. They bore no diplomatic insignias, only a simple emblem, a blue and white sphere encircled by laurel branches. The humans had arrived. The Vixarin envoy, once so dismissive of the Arbiter's warnings, now pleaded for assistance. Their fleet, it's massive. They've brought dreadnoughts the size of cities. And their weapons, his crystalline form trembled, emitting a discordant melody of fear. They had developed planet crackers. We cannot face this alone. Zelkrin's tendrils sagged. "I warned you," he said. Though there was no satisfaction in his voice, "You brought this upon yourselves." In orbit above the Vixaran homeworld, the human fleet loomed. On the bridge of the UEDC flagship Resolute, Captain Vasquez observed the planet below. Her orders were clear. Establish dominance, but avoid unnecessary bloodshed. "Open a channel," she commanded. A Vixaran hologram materialized before her, its crystalline structure fractured with stress fractures that refracted light in chaotic patterns. "Please," it begged, "we surrender. Spare our people." Alina's expression was unreadable. "Your council called us a threat," she said. "Now you understand why. We do not seek war, but we will not be underestimated." The Vixaran envoy nodded frantically. We will advocate for humanity's inclusion in the council. We will ensure your voice is heard." Alina's lips curved into a faint smile. "Good. Then perhaps we can finally talk as equals." Back in the chambers of the Galactic Council, the mood was one of reluctant acquiescence. Humanity's demonstration had left an indelible mark. Delegates who once dismissed them as insignificant now viewed them with a mixture of respect and apprehension. Zelkran addressed the assembly one final time. "Let this be a lesson to us all. Humanity is not to be underestimated. They may be young, but they possess a will unlike any we have ever seen. To provoke them is to court destruction, but to ally with them, perhaps that is our greatest hope." As the council deliberated humanity's formal inclusion far away on Earth, Captain Vasquez watched the sunrise from her office window. The stars awaited, and humanity's journey had only just begun.